The Raptors don't do anything overly extraordinary in this one, but they play as consistent as they have been lately, and against an inferior team like the Houston Rockets, they get over the line and win 117-111, and maybe a little bit of a tryout for players that could be on the move in less than a week's time. Let's break down the game for you in tonight's post-game show. All right, everybody, we had a bit of a fun stream here. The Raptors just took down the Houston Rockets 117-111. I would say the margin at which the Raptors won this game in terms of performance was better than the score would suggest. It looks like more of a close game late, but the Raptors were very, very comfortable for the entirety of the second half in this one. And to be honest, when you have a look at just the caliber of the teams involved in this game, that should not come as a surprise. The Houston Rockets got up some big performances from a lot of players, but at the end of the day, it's just not that good of the Houston Rockets team, and the Raptors did not have to do anything extraordinary just to get over the line and win the game. Rebounding was a factor in this game. Turnovers were a bit of a factor in this game, and ultimately, the firepower at the top end of this Raptors team gets them over the line. Yes, we can talk about how competitive wins maybe are the best thing for this team at the moment, but until the West Coast road trip is over and the front office really set off the fireworks before the trade deadline, at the trade deadline, for what they want to do with this team, which is likely going to be going in the direction of the tank. This team is out here to win games. The players are out there. They want to win games. They have that competitive mindset. Nick Nurse is trying to put out a team that helps them win the game. This is what we are. The Rockets are so bad that the Raptors are good enough to win this. And the month of January and the start of February so far for the Raptors, it's been relatively consistent in terms of the level that they're putting out. December was an awful month where the Raptors had some really, really bad losses. This month, expectations certainly have simmered down a bit, but other than the blowout loss to the Atlanta Hawks on January 14th and not even that one, entire month of January, only that one game to the Atlanta Hawks for the Raptors truly been awful. Yeah, we've lost a lot of games, but a lot of them have just been close games where you're competitive and you end up losing late because you don't have the talent. Today was different. They maintained a competitive level, and they were just way better than the Houston Rockets, and they imposed their dominance and imposed their will against the team, and just comfy 117-111 win, despite it was a pretty rough start, though. Raptors started down 19-6. It looked like it was going to go way off of what it ended up being, but a quick comeback and a comfortable win, as I mentioned. Let's go into the box score to see where the comfortability came from, and in particular, it came from, once again, Fred VanVleet. Outstanding game, not even like a single blemish on the box score. Fred VanVleet shoots 10 for 22, 5 for 11 from 3, 32 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, and no turnovers. Also was +9 in this game. Not a single blemish in which you could nitpick on this Fred VanVleet performance. He put the team on his back in this game, especially early on, where it took the Raptors 5 minutes to get their first bucket, and he was a catalyst in helping the Raptors fight back into this game. Siakam, fresh off the all-star snub, has a solid night, 10 for 20 from the field, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Also managed 2 steals here, the 3 turnovers. Been turning the ball over a little bit more recently. I feel like right now, Siakam, his game isn't as smooth as it has been. The numbers are still there. I feel like he has to work a lot harder for the numbers. The very small and only silver lining of him getting snubbed from the All-Star game is that it'll give him a nice, well-deserved week off from basketball just to hopefully reset and get back up to the levels from earlier on in the season, though he still has been impressive lately. Gary Trent, outstanding as well. Maybe the best stat line of the night, shooting 10 for 15, 5 for 9 from 3, 29 points, only 2 assists, 1 rebound. My man is straight getting buckets today. Off night for Achua from an offensive standpoint, but still solid contributions with 9 points, 8 rebounds. Scotty Barnes, I guess seeing what was around him here, didn't have to do too much. Did come alive in the fourth quarter, however, and ends with 13 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Bench came up big, especially in the first quarter when the Raptors were down by so much. Chris Boucher had 7 of the first 10 points for the Raptors in this game. He finishes 5 for 11. He has 11 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 of those offensive, going along with 3 blocks as well. Koloko did not shoot the ball tonight, but in his 17 minutes, he had the highest plus-minus on the Raptors. He was a plus 16, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Playing against an inferior team here, a team that can't expose him in switches as much, a team that can't pick on him on the perimeter. Koloko looked good. And even against the Jazz, the Koloko minutes look good. We just need to really get that offensive game developed for him to get to the level where he's playing consistent NBA minutes against any team. And we don't have to kind of pick and choose where exactly we play him. Raptors get over the line here because they force the extra possessions. Pretty much how the game went. Raptors shoot the ball 90 times to the Houston Rockets 80 times. And a 46% field goal percentage mixed with a rather good for the Raptors at least, or any team you'd say, 39% shooting from 3. Showcases some well-rounded offensive sets, good performance, exposing a very bad Rockets defense. Rockets shoot 50% from the field, but did not have the volume shooters from 3 to really sustain such an offensive pace. No Jalen Green, no KPJ, not a lot of high-volume shooters, though very clear for everybody to see except for Coach Silas on the Houston Rockets. The Rockets are a better team when the offense is running through Alperen Şengün. And they're not ball hogging with KPJ and Jalen Green. That being said, though, not enough shooters here. Tough to sustain the pace. Also doesn't help when you shoot 24 for 33 from the line. Raptors aren't much better, but they did not take advantage of those extra opportunities there. Raptors earned some offensive possessions, some extra possessions with the offensive rebounding, which ends 13-6. Turnover-wise, Raptors win that battle 13-9. And overall, like I said, look comfortable in this game. And you'd expect them to. You'd expect the Raptors to look comfortable here. It's an inferior Rockets team that did not have 2 of their starting players. So we're very happy to see the Raptors getting over the line and taking care of business here. Now, obviously, a lot of people are talking about the fact that, we should be looking to weigh the tank. We should be looking to fall off the pace. I think the criticism would be a lot louder than the praise the criticism for losing to the Rockets would be a lot louder than the criticism for winning this game. Like I said, the reality is that this team is out there trying to win basketball games right now. This team is out there trying to compete. You still see that. It must be a really weird dynamic within the team right now. And the fact they're fighting through that, still putting on consistently solid performances, albeit in some losses, they still are putting on some consistent performances, and we are still getting competitive. And I would say somewhat entertaining basketball. The dynamic has to be weird because you're looking at a roster right now where 3 of the main guys might not be here next week, and 2 to 6, 7 players in total, if you're looking at salary filler, might completely change the dynamic of this team next week. So a lot of guys thinking this could be, maybe any day could be their final game in a Raptors uniform. You might be looking at your teammate. He may not be your teammate at the end of the day. So there's lots of things going on here. That being said, the ball was moving around well. They were zipping around offense. The half-court offense looked good. It has looked good in the last month. January has really stepped up there throughout the game. Maybe not in the clutch spaces where it's a close game. That I still have had an issue with. But the month of January hasn't been great. It hasn't been that bad. It's been right firmly in the middle, I'd say. But firmly in the middle is not good enough for the aspirations this team has. And we're too far behind the pack to really commit. I still maintain there was a talent here from a player perspective to get this done. The mix wasn't good. The depth wasn't good. And all of that has got us to this point where, yes, we're going to be a selling team next week. Teams are queuing up to see us make maybe the first move to get the ball rolling for trade deadline. But we're 6 games into this road trip, the daunting road trip where we are 3-3. We have Memphis coming up on the 5th, which will likely make us 3-4. But even if we win that game, I can't see the front office committing to making this a winning team. So we'll accept that. A big week in the landscape of the franchise and its future is on the way. This next week can really make or break what this team can be going forward. So we're excited to see just what that is going to look like for this team, just what this team can do. I will be sad to see some guys go, but I, like many others, I'd say, am more than ready to see the change and to see where this team is going to be. But tonight, hey, we'll have a nice win that we can talk about, a nice win that we can celebrate. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this one. Thank you so much for tuning into the stream or the post-game show. If you did enjoy, please make sure you have subscribed to the channel for more Raptors content like this for every single Raptors game. And also be sure to smash that like button. Help us get into more recommended pages. Support Amateur Hour. Support what we do. We do some great work over here, and we hope you guys appreciate it. All we ask, drop a like, subscribe. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you again next time for more.